Hey everybody, O Silent Reaper here, and I am here to tell you my 5 tips and tricks on streaming. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1, you do not need to stream for 24 hours. Streaming for 24 hours is just going to burn you out. Don't do it. It doesn't even work, to be honest with you. And another thing, a lot of people sit there and keep saying, oh, well, if I get hosted or rated, that's where all my fan base, views, and follows are going to come from. You are more than wrong. That doesn't work either. Honestly, what I like to do is set yourself a schedule. You only need to stream 2 times or 3 times out of the week. That's it. And honestly, you don't even need to stream for that long. Just stream for like 2 hours until you get more of a fan base. Stream for like maybe an hour or maybe 3 hours. Don't sit there and stream for like 12 hours. It doesn't work. And you're just going to stress yourself out even more. And another thing, make sure your audience knows your stream schedule. That helps a lot. And also, get involved with other people's Twitch. Get involved with other people's streams. Now, I'm not sitting there saying go in their stream and then self promote yourself. That is a big no no. Don't do that. That will honestly just make people mad at you and they're going to get irritated and ban you, and then you're not even going to make new friends in the other person's stream. Honestly, just keep making friends. That's literally what this is all about, building a community and making new friends. Tip number 2, don't sit there and think that this all is just going to happen overnight. It's not going to just happen overnight. It never does. Honestly, streaming takes time. It's going to take quite some time. It could take up to 6 months. It could take up to a year. It could take up to 2 years. You never know when it comes to streaming. Streaming takes a lot of dedication. It really does. It's a lot of work to process. But if you put your mind to it, if this is really what you want, you can do it. I know the feeling that eventually you're going to want to give up. A lot of people just give up. Don't give up. You do not have to give up. Just know it's going to take time. Keep aiming forward. And also, there is nothing wrong with taking a little break. There is nothing wrong with that at all. I've done it before, and then I got back into it because I was doing all the wrong things. I was streaming for the 24 hours. I was sitting there thinking that, oh, well, maybe if I get hosted and rated, I'll just start getting fans and views and subscriptions and all that stuff. I am learning from my own mistakes. And this is why I'm here to show you and to tell you what I've learned from my mistakes to help you on your stream. Tip number 3, you need to open yourself up to other platforms. Other platforms are going to help you because Twitch is a very undiscoverable platform. For instance, nobody is going to click on Call of Duty Cold War and then scroll all the way down to the one viewer count, and the one viewer count is going to be you probably, and nobody's going to click that. It never ever happens. And the other platforms will help you because if you make a YouTube channel, a TikTok, Facebook, you name it, it's going to steer that crowd over from there to your Twitch, and it's going to help you a lot. Tip number 4, you're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but what we need to do is learn from those mistakes. For instance, go back on your Twitch and rewatch yourself. See if your mic quality is good. See if your visual quality is good. See if you would honestly watch yourself. See if you would honestly give yourself a second look. And then learn from those mistakes that you're finding. Fix them. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Don't sit there and say, oh, well, if it's not perfect, no one's going to watch me. If it's not perfect, no one's going to sit there and subscribe to me. It's not about that. You got to learn from those mistakes. I even make mistakes, and I've been streaming for a year and a half. Other people that I know that are streaming, I've seen mistakes that they've made. Nobody's perfect, okay? So don't sit there and stress yourself out about it. Last but not least, tip number 5. You do not have to have good gear to be a good streamer. You really don't. Honestly, like for instance, you see all these people with these fancy mics. Like for instance, there's a fancy mic right here. This was 200 and some odd dollars. Honestly, you don't need it. Just get yourself a decent mic, and eventually, once your career for streaming becomes a hit off, is when it's a good idea to start buying some of the other things that you might think you need, like a stream deck. I have one. I didn't use one for the longest time. I just kept going over to the next screen and switching over. It's perfectly fine. And also, you do not need a fancy mic like me. You don't. I mean, if you want one and if you have the extra money, go for it. That's up to you. But you don't need it. And you do not need to stream in 1080p with 60 FPS. It's perfectly fine to stream in 720p with 60 FPS. Honestly, there's not much of a difference. And you're going to be saving your graphics card so much more power for your game's FPS. We're going to give you a bonus tip. Number 6. We've all heard it. Girls get more follows, views, and subs. You are very wrong. Now, the reason why you're wrong is because the top 2 people on Twitch are males. We all know who they are. Ninja and Shroud. Literally the top 2 people on Twitch. And yeah, girls have it a lot harder than you think. Just step in their shoes, for instance. There are a lot of guys out there that are perverts. There's a lot of guys out there that are just gross, and all women have to sit there and deal with that. It's not as easy as you think. Like I said, put yourself in their shoes. And those are my tips and tricks on streaming. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll be making videos to educate young streamers and beginner streamers as much as I can. And also give me a thumbs up on the video. Also, I stream on Twitch. Name is O Silent Reaper. I will put the link down in the description down below. And also, as always, keep it real.